Hey everyone, it's Army Gaming. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to Monster Legends. We have the Tails events going on. This is your opportunity to get Raris. Alright, it is super exciting. If you haven't seen my level 150 video, make sure to view it. I will link it in the description below. It's an amazing monster and a very interesting mechanic. Can turn transfer to the enemy, which means you can self-trigger your anticipation monsters, which means you can do a 3 strength stock killer. You can do Lord Nabotis on your team. Remember, the faster anticipation monster will go first in the turn order when they anticipate the enemy. So it's interesting. If you have Ancient Cloak, which I believe was from the Zyron saga, you could give any of your Doomsday monsters a turn. So very, very interesting, especially because the enemy tends to have Megatons, Status Caster Megatons. So if you give them an extra turn, it's not really the end of the world, right? Like, they could have a Snow Gross on defense. Okay, give them an extra turn. Now you have 2 monsters attacking. Maybe you have Jaeger with Ancient Cloak, so you can OTK someone, potentially. So, very interesting monster. Aside from that, you have phenomenal denial. You can remove positive effects and deny. You can time stop, which we're not used to seeing, right? Normally it's stun, freeze, possession. So, a fantastic monster you do not want to miss out on. So let me talk about the Tails event. The Tails event is a very, very easy event. Everyone that plays this event should be able to do it no problem. I do have step-by-step guides, which I will also link in the description if you're confused about how it works. But basically, the basic gist of the Tails event, let's see, perform actions. Okay, it doesn't really tell you here. Let me exit out. I think I already collected gold. Let me click back on Tails Challenge. Yeah, so I already clicked on gold, so that's why I have 1 out of 25. But basically, there's a max amount of items you can get every certain hours. For the Tails event, the important number to remember is 8. 8 hours is when you can get the max amount of items. So let me collect gold, and let me collect gold a bit more. So you see I got 5 more, so in total, 6. So the important thing to remember for gold is every 8 hours, you can get 6 collect gold items, okay? Every 8 hours, 6 collect gold items, which means if I was to log in 4 hours, I would only get 3 collect gold items. Does that make sense? Alright, let's exit out. Let's feed a monster. So for feeding the monster, I have a Thunder Eagle right here I can feed. So we'll feed him a couple levels. Oh, maze coins. Alright, we'll feed him a couple more levels. Feed him a couple more levels. You'll notice that in order to get it, you literally just have to start the action and then like exit out, come back, and you'll get it. It takes a while to actually like generate, but so you don't really need to feed as much as I did. But there we go. I got 4 out of 14 feed your monster items. So the key number for the feed your monster items is 4 every 8 hours, or every 2 hours you get 1 feed your monster item back into your pool. So every 2 hours you get it. You're able to collect 1 more. So technically, if you wanted to, you can log in 2 hours, collect 1 feed your monster item, log in 2 hours, collect 1 feed your monster item, collect. But see, it's too much work. So it's easier to remember just intervals of 8 hours, with the exception of when you want to log in and then speed something up. Fighting, this one you can do every 2 hours, so this one actually coincides with the feeding. So let's do that. Boom, easy, does it. Alright, let's exit out. And then breeding your monsters, this is 8 hours. So you can breed Thunder Eagle, you can breed whatever. What I would recommend right now is we have the Grag Shack event going on, breeding event, Grag Shack. I would just try to breed her for free. Don't rush anything, just try to breed her and hopefully you get lucky. But with that being said, let's click on, where is it? I lost it. Tails Challenge. Alright, so this is how it should look like after your first initial login. Okay? It should be 6 out of 25, 4 out of 14, 1 out of 3, 1 out of 4. This is your initial login. I will be back in 8 hours to play again, and you can tell because the timer would say 3 days and 11 hours. More important though, I think just put a timer on your phone, on your watch. Make sure you do not miss out, okay? So, what I want to show you guys, and this can be found on ML Guides, link in the description if you want to see how much it costs if you want to get this monster at rank 2 or rank 3, maybe rank 4 even. Because if you want to get this monster fully maxed out like rank 5, all you need to do, honestly, you don't need these extra cells. All you need to do is get this key right here, this last Tails key, and then assuming you've been collecting those, what are they, like those, assuming you've been collecting these things right here, these Synapticus heads, you're going to be able to exchange 1 of these items for 26 cells. So you might be able to get the monster rank 5. Like I got my Teddy Bomb rank 5 without getting those additional cells. So if you're wondering what's these Synapticus heads for, especially if you're new to Monster Legends, that's why. Once you get a key, you can start exchanging them. So the more keys you have, it's definitely better because you get a better exchange rate. But going back to the Tails Challenge, alright, if we go back to this, so ML Guides has everything you need to do. what I always like to show players is this right here. Alright, so I'm going to try to make this as clear as possible. This tells you exactly when you need to skip if you want to get the monster for 163 gems. And look at the important thing, the total time. The total time says it'll take you 3 days and 16 hours. In my game, it showed the in-game game, the Tails challenge is going to last for 3 days and 19 hours. So I have a 3-hour buffer. In total, I'm supposed to have a 7-hour buffer, but I started the event late. The event for me starts like at 3 a.m. or 4 a.m. And usually I'm up by 5 a.m., but this time I decided to sleep in. So yeah, it is what it is, but I have a buffer, so I'm cool. So assuming I play all my cards right, I should only spend 163 gems. So on the 20 cells, I'm going to have to spend around 46 gems at the 12-hour mark. So what that tells me is the initial login doesn't count, right? 8 hours later, I'll do a full collection, which means collect gold will be at 12, feed your monster will be at 8, and then 4 hours later, I'll be able to collect 3 gold items and 2 more feed your monster items. So that'll put me at 1510. So that's how you read that. The 15G stands for gold, the F stands for feed, and the B stands for breeding. I also tell players, if you can't do the breeding or the hatching, it's not the end of the world. The cost doesn't decrease by that much, especially if you're trying to breed Grackshak. Don't worry about it if you can't do the breeding or the hatching. That is fine. I would say try to get Grackshak for free, and then just focus on collecting gold and feeding your monster, and the fights you should be able to finish. Alright, now here's the next important step. The minute you skip, the minute you pay those 46 gems, or maybe it's going to be like 52 gems if you couldn't do the breed or whatever, the minute you skip, and you go on to the next node, for the 30 cell node, you are able to do a full collection. So if you don't get your full gold or feed your monster, exit out of the game, go back into the game. There's also some troubleshooting FAQs if you don't get all of your items, so make sure to check out ML guides again. So you got to make sure you do a full collection. Alright, so I hope that was helpful. What I'm actually going to be doing is I'm going to be taking advantage of this guide right here. It's how to get the monster it's how to get 300 cells, rank 1, because I want to start my Raris at rank 1 because I don't know if I want to use the monster unranked in the rank up survival dungeon. It might take me a while to be able to rank it 1, so I want to be able to give it a doomsday talent. So that's going to be my plan. So here's what I need to do. It's still 12 hours. You'll notice there's a little difference for the 30 cells. I'm going to use 92 gems at 1 day and 8 hours. On the 50 cells, it looks like I need to spend 160 gems after 1 day. And then after that, it's basically just the chest, the avatar, the Tails key. And then it's 100 cells and then 100 more cells, 45, 43 gems. And I get a second Tails key, which means I'll be able to exchange at a 1-to-3 rate. I think, yeah, for every Synopticus head, I get 3 cells. So yeah, that's my plan. I didn't really focus too much on watching Monsterwood videos and getting the Tails item. I figured I'd just do rank up survival dungeon. I need a new monster to focus on anyways. I kind of maxed out most of the main ones I wanted to max out, and the other ones are like 140, so they're decent enough. But I need another monster to start working on. So I'm excited. Now you guys know how to do this. Now you know essentially how the event works. Again, guys, it's super simple. Please, please, please do me the favor. Do not miss out on this monster. It's too good of a monster to miss out on. So please do yourself a favor. Get yourself Raris. Even if you just get it unranked, you could always rank up. Please do not miss out on this monster. I know Grackshak is available for breeding, but that's still RNG, that's random, whereas Raris is guaranteed if you follow the steps and if you have the gems. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you have any questions, let me know, and remember to subscribe.